All right. All right. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Bison, aka Bison Trades, over on Twitter. Welcome back to another episode of RareFUD Radio. On today's episode, probably going to be a short one. I'm going to let you guys know right now, this market still looks like it did when we had our nice little short episode last week. Everybody got over excited about Solana ripping up. It is now below 27. We just can't hold that line, so I will be more bullish when we get back there. Until then, because we ripped up, everybody sold off their NFTs. Now everybody, we got 2,000 buyers. We'll get into all the numbers and stuff. Little bleak out there. That's okay. Right now, remaining neutral, not bearish, not bullish, just kind of watching to see how the market goes. So we got a lot of settling out to do. I think it's going to be a pretty boring week if you want my 2 cents about it. But join with me to maybe discuss, maybe bring some hope into the market. My wonderful co-host, Mr. Door. How we living?
Hey, dog, every day is a holiday, and right now it's like, I guess, Columbus Day. Do we got to work on Columbus Day? Because if it does, it's like a holiday, but nobody really cares. Everybody's like, whatever, because I'm here at work. So, honestly, the market's crap, dog. Ain't nothing going on. But we still here telling you guys that there's nothing going on because we got content for you. Even if there's nothing really to talk about, we gonna show up though.
Yeah, we will. We'll keep showing up.
Yep.
It's fine. I appreciate everybody jumping in here today. I promise I will be a little bit more exuberant, but it's just we're back.
There ain't nothing going on, dude.
Boring times, man. Boring times. But
sorry. Oh, go bring Joe up. My bad, dog.
Yeah.
I'm getting too excited.
With us today, as always, is our other co-host, Mr. JoeSol. Joe, how we living?
Yeah, what's up, guys? It's another day. Nothing crazy going on. Just another day.
Yep, it
Yep.
sure is. Door, before I so rudely cut you off, what were you about to say before we jump into market overview?
My bad, B. I'm getting a little excited about nothing going on. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Let's just jump into it, Doug.
That's right. That's right. We will definitely jump into it. Okay, moving on over to Soul Sniper, just so we can start checking out some buyer numbers, seller numbers. We are at 2,200 buyers and 4,000. We all our sellers have left the ecosystem too. We got 4,773 sellers over the past 24 hours. That is unique buyers and sellers only on sniper.xyz. Head over to the market overview tab if you want to follow along. That's scary. There is, but it's not just buyers anymore, it's sellers too, which I guess is a good thing because it just means there's thinner liquidity as far as listings go, or everybody's already listed. Who cares? What we doing listing here? You gonna sell the bottom? I don't know. Now, granted, I think there might not be a bottom in sight for some of these projects, but I think we're just exhausted. I think this market is just absolutely exhausted. We're seeing everything pretty much in the red right now, outside of in the past 1 day. DGen Fat Cats up on 1.24. Jelly Rascals up on 1.83. Sharks up 0.2. Cyber Frogs up 0.1. Acid Dash up 0.12. And that's in the top 20. Nothing's going on. Zero things are going on right now. But how do we feel about the market, guys?
You go ahead first, Joe.
Yeah, so market. Macro market, DXY is bouncing. Going to see if it can reclaim 101. If it can claim 101, we can see a retest of a downtrending line of resistance on the macro there. Sorry about that crinkle. So yeah, looking at the DXY right now for micro swings, leverage trades for my crypto, because right now you don't really see like TradeFi is like kind of green, right? Everything stocks wise green. Crypto's decoupling a little bit, showing red with the DXY kind of grabbing some support. So that's where my mind is on the macro. Leverage hedging with NFTs, I'm not touching right now. If you're buying an NFT, you're buying, I said earlier, no fluff, like you're using it as a key to access something. You're not really buying NFTs to make money right now, or at least you shouldn't be. Leverage hedges with SPLs, there are a few with some catalysts coming up. I think Mommy put out a pretty good thread about that earlier. And then, yeah, like, you know, there's some plays to be had on Ethereum, Arbitrum. There's some things to farm on Solana, farm on ETH. There's things to do right now while we're kind of bored and kind of set yourself up for some value propositions, but nothing's screaming at you right now, right? My spot positions are coming in 26 to 23. I've bidded for Sol. I'm just going to let that chill out and see where we go from there. Not looking to make any crazy plays right now. Just liquid staking, and here goes B, recursive borrowing and lending, baby.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
yeah. That my man Joe has put out, I think, 69 tweets over the past 24 hours, and 68 of them have probably had recursive in the text. So
Yes.
I love it. I was like, man, if I take a shot for every single time I see a tweet with Joe talking about recursive lending, I'm gonna get blackout real quick. It's gonna happen. But Joe, Dor, how we feeling about the market right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of about the market, man. On the NFT side of things, I don't really want to take any positions until the bleeding kind of stops and we begin to crab. It just sucks, man. Anytime there's any volatility in Sol, MFers just floor everything automatically. Sol ripped up to 27, boom, everybody's flooring everything. Sol's going back to down, people floor whatever little bit they can left. It just makes no sense. But you know what? Whatever, man. So once everything starts crabbing or there's less volatility in the crypto market, I'll look into picking up several positions. I'm still keeping an eye out on Bodogos. I'm still really super bullish on Easy in the long term, so I'm checking out that. I'm looking to pick up, well, I had to unfortunately rotate out of Heist. Your boy got some personal stuff going on, but had to rotate out of that. But I'm looking to rotate back in after Season 2's launched because I think we'll have a pullback there as we did the first time with Season 1. On the crypto side of things, I'm definitely focused on airdrop farming. There's a lot of opportunities out there. L1s, Manny put me on this one called Venom. I've been messing around with that a little bit. I'm going to mess around with a little bit more. What else is out there? Solana DeFi is popping off. TVLs is still continuing to rise. I'm sure Joe will be able to give a rundown on that side of things. But overall, man, the NFT side of stuff is like crap. But even though everything's kind of crap right now, and I wouldn't leave the market, I'd just be looking for the next thing that's going to pop off. So,
yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. You know, whatever positions you held, if you didn't loan out at a good loan value, if you didn't sell, if you didn't do any of this, that, or the other, I'm still in the position where I sit here and I say, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to sell right here? No, because I like a lot of the projects that I'm still in right now. Obviously, the heist, still doing heist things. I'm in Clanos. I only have like 3 Clanos left, but still just waiting for them to. I know they're working on things, so I'm not just trying to jump ship right now. I have a Mad Lad still that's just being staked in the backpack wallet. If they release mobile for that thing, I'm telling you right now, that's gonna unleash Pandora's box in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, look, Cyber Samurais, I just never checked the floor price on those.
yeah,
And
me
then
either.
yeah, I mean, like there's just a handful of positions I'm in that I didn't sell or didn't want to sell, or it was just like, I'll just, you know, bite the liquidity crunch on them, and that's okay. The rest of it, it's pretty much over on Drift, pretty much in liquid staking. And I'm just sitting out there. I'm doing my own recursive lending, except not really. All I'm doing is leveraging my MSOL, either with Super Stake or kind of, I guess I am kind of recursive lending over on Drift and stuff, using some of these protocols and learning them now, because I do think that I would put money on Sol DeFi coming alive much more rapidly and much quicker than the NFT market right now.
Yeah,
I don't see nearly enough catalyst for the NFT market as I do for Sol DeFi, because it literally the only thing we need is Fire Dancer. See some of this stuff, just like, you know, we have so much stability, so much TPS in this ecosystem when that comes out, that you have literally zero reason to ignore Solana anymore, like zero. You know, you can go over there, you can play with some DeFi protocols, you can do it now. And this is what I've been saying for a while, is liquid staking is your friend. This is what, like, you could have such an edge right now in this market if you're exploring DeFi. I don't feel the same with NFTs right now. I see very little in NFTs that really inspire me. You know, what we're doing with Heist right now is, you know, we got our pre-sale trip was live. We can talk about that in a little bit, but outside of that, I just see very little in the short term, maybe the next month or so, that just I have no reason to buy anything. And that's across all chains. I'm talking all chains. OMB might be the only thing I would even take a gander at, but outside of that, no, nothing. Zero.
Speaking of OMB, I just picked up my 3rd Green Eyes yesterday, because that's literally the only thing that I can see that could probably go against the trend of the market. And having it at a below mint entry, I'm like, this is just too good. Like, I'm looking for about a 2x on it potentially, maybe a little less, but I don't see any reason that when ZK comes out with something that it won't pump. So other than, as you said, OMB, I ain't touching nothing, dog. I can't.
Yeah, even then, I just, you know, like,
I feel you.
Could it 2x? Sure, absolutely. I think so. Will it? I don't know. I don't know if this is the environment too.
Yeah,
and
you're right about that, man.
I think I'd rather just start farming, you know, just yield on some of the DeFi stuff on Solana and just call it a day there. I do think airdrop farming is a great call from Manny saying 0.8 to 1 BTC exit for Green Eyes. I love the call. I hope it gets there.
My bags hope it gets there. That's a damn sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I think the one thing that ZK's done really well, the reason we have success right now is because we keep whales entertained. Like, that dude has a cult over there. He literally has a cult.
Dog. Yes, that's exactly what. Look, in the nicest way possible. But dog, it's like these dudes are die hard. I'm talking about dudes with 2 sets of red and blue eyes and then 16 green eyes. And these dudes are like, nope, I'm not selling anything. This is a movement. I'm full in, dog. Just turn it off and send it, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, This is the time to be fostering a cult. I think
Mhm.
they did it in a really good way with the red and blue eyes, because you started out with 100, right? And then you got to 200.
Mhm.
Now with the 1900, I think the whales will keep it up, and possibly, when he announces whatever he's going to announce, because it's going to be big. I think he has enough interest in a concentrated amount of liquidity that has just a fat old bag to play with, and they don't care to send it. On the other side, I would say Heist and like Soul Casino's another good one, where we've done a pretty good job of catering to our whales. People want to hold more. They get more chances to play the game, hit the chances at 10x, 20x, legendary items, whatever it looks like. And then Soul Casino is just like economies of scale, right? The more you have, the more payout you're going to get from their casino. And if everything's this boring and everything's this volatile, it's kind of crazy.
Meta.
But yeah, we go into a casino gambling meta where everybody's bored and they're looking for gains elsewhere. It might be your safest play.
Robit's pumping, so that might be even a precursor to the upcoming gambling meta. So, like, I wouldn't be picking up Soul Casino right now. That seems a little pricey. Like, they're already pumped. But there's other things out there, such as Necros. Necros is just another game from DJ Coin Flip that might have some movement, because if there is a gambling meta, I think it's a low entry on Necros, because I think they're at 5 SOL right now. So, once the big things start moving, the little projects of similar variety start moving too. So.
Yeah. I think there's a good amount of plays you can look into, but I just don't want to take any of them. For me, it's just stay liquid right now with whatever liquidity you have remaining. Stay liquid, wait for opportunities. I would rather buy 10% higher than try to catch a falling knife. And I will say this time and time again. I will wait to see some sort of rebound, some sort of strength, some sort of buyer activity from the macro sense come into the market before I buy anything. But that's just my 2 cents. Let's jump into some of the headlines, and then we will call it a show. Very first headline I got berated with was the SMB logo redesign. Do we want to talk about it?
Yeah,
I don't necessarily. I'm agnostic to it. Don't care.
Dude, I'm a monkey holder, and I'm like, whatever. But it's so interesting. It's like people come out with such strong opinion. Like, we're in deep bear market right now. It's just the people just get so angry over like random things, like people attacking Nom over what's this put up for a DAO vote, blah blah blah. Like, dog, it's like the monkey DAO and voted in Nom to make decisions like this. So like it's not bad. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Keep it moving.
Yeah, I think we're at a point where people are just so bored that they will fight over literally anything, and you can't tell me otherwise, because we are dissecting a new logo. That is the point of the market we have reached, and I don't know where that falls. It is probably somewhere on the anger curve of like, I can't believe this is happening, sort of thing. This my 2 cents. Now that I know it is a monkey smile, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I like it. That's cool.
I thought it was a tail.
No. It is the monkey's smile. Monkey smile. And shout out Bangers. Let's see if I can bring up Bangers. Banger had a nice little logo break. This is the only one that I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a good tweet. But did a whole thread decomposing. Okay, what would I do? Basically, the colors are off to me, which now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah. See, if I saw this, I would probably say I can see the smile a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then, do like a little animation where it zooms into the mouth.
Yeah, see, that's better.
Like that.
Yeah. That's better.
But that's the point of the market we're in, is we're literally dissecting logos. So, yeah. Do I think the color choices? I know why they did the color choices. It's Solana colors. That's the reason RareFUDs are the same way too. Like we love Solana. This is home for us. At the same time, does that mean every brand should have Solana colors in it if we're affiliated with Solana? Probably not. Eventually RareFUD might move away from a different logo palette, whatever it looks like. Not everybody has to use Solana palettes. In fact, Solana palette is really hard to work with. As somebody who works with the logo and makes all these thumbnails and stuff, sometimes it gets monotonous. So I think when you have a more neutral logo, This is why we see a lot of projects have black and white logos. You look at it, you're like, okay, it's simple, but you can do a lot with it. So I don't know. At this point, this is just a highlight more so. I don't give a shit about the logo. They do whatever they want to. It's the monkey project, and they can do that and this and all that good stuff. I like it. It's simple, kind of just zooms in on the simplicity of the pixel art. But are we really this upset about a logo? And that just shows where we are in the market. Is everybody's bored. Everybody has quit their jobs, and they probably wish they hadn't, because this market is unforgiving right now. Solana price right now is weird. It is a weird price action. Same thing goes for BTC and everything else in between. We're bored, and we're angry, and we're frustrated. Everything isn't up only, and nothing's moving right now. That's
Dude, it's so funny though how quickly sentiment changes. I don't understand why people get affected by price this much. Obviously it's volatile. We went up from 20 to 27 within a couple of days. People were like, we're so back. It drops to 25. I think we're sitting at 25, 26. And people were like, it's over. I'm like, dog, we're still up from where we were. Chill, dude. Just chill. Why y'all letting this little volatility get you? It's 1 second we're happy, next second, we want to kill each other. Just chill out, man. It ain't going nowhere.
Yep. Yeah, it's a weird part of the market. But other than that, don't really know many other NFT headlines that are worth diving into. There's zero.
What about the heist knockoff?
Oh, we can talk about Reavers. I mean, I'll let everybody else weigh in on that. I personally don't care. Imitation's the sincerest form of flattery, and I appreciate it. But before we do, let's talk about the heist in general. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't been around and you guys are involved with the heist, we now have Primate Pump. So if you missed out on any pre-sale with the small amount that we gave to a bunch of different DAOs and stuff, part of expanding the ecosystem, all that good stuff, you can now go to Primate Pump, which is basically a robbery. If you have a chimp, if not, if you're a gorilla, just leave it staked in there like you would with the heist, right? And from there, you go in, you claim every 8 hours, just like a robbery. You have a 2% chance every time you claim of getting a pre-sale. And from there, it's 120 USDC for the pre-sale. May come with a little bit of added bonus for the pre-sale people. You'll find out sooner rather than later. And that's it. That's what we got inside the heist. We have a whole lot planned for season 2. I am very excited to share it with everybody. I am not excited for this part of the phase where we have, X amount of weeks until we mint, and I just get berated the entire time.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm really excited to expand the ecosystem once again and just add in more features and cool stuff. And we're just ahead of the game on that front. Then you look over at something like Reavers, where I will let everybody else have their opinion on it. I will let you talk about it, Dor, and Joe, if he has done any research into it. But yeah, go ahead, Dor.
I haven't done a ton of research into Reavers, but I know it's trying to emulate the heist. So my opinion on Reavers is that it is an opportunity to make money. However, I think it's the opportunity to make money because anytime we see something pump, derivatives always come out. Not necessarily calling it a derivative, but it's derivative-like because it's emulating some of the same features. So I would say if you're in early enough, you can probably make a bag. However, it's not something I'd be buying in thinking it's going to be as successful as the heist. Do we know the team behind Reavers?
I know a few.
Okay, but, on the development side, because one thing that was able to convince me of heist being so successful was because they already created remnants. So easy clap. But if I'm coming with an unknown dev team trying to execute the same thing with an unproven track record, be a little less bullish. So what I say is take it as a trading opportunity, but don't get caught in oh, this is going to overlap the heist.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. To kind of put it lightly, to give some people some background, a little history lesson, there have been many people who've tried to copy Longwood Labs in general. It started with Remnants. We saw a lot of people try to do a similar style game. One project in particular went as far as to poach one of our devs who was already on the fence of leaving anyways. They poached him. They said they're going to get it out. They still haven't. So it is not easy tech to develop. It might seem very easy from, just frontward facing. You're like, oh yeah, it's just gamified staking. How hard can it be? There's a good bit. We have a goated crack dev team. This is why I've always said that we just feel very confident in what we are providing. And holy cow, we have 8,000 NFTs at Primate Pump right now. That is,
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, that's in the first, hour, 2 hours or so of it being live. That's cool. I like that. Anyways, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't think a lot of people understand the development time and the skill needed to make such a game possible. And, if people want to buy in, maybe they try to get a sympathy pump, or I missed the heist, season 1, and I don't have anything season 2. It might have a sympathy pump, and it might be a good game. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't looked into the white paper enough. I just know and I don't even want to call it a copy too, because gamified staking is not new. Like we didn't do anything new to an extent of the core concepts, right? But we put our flair on it that nobody else can, and I think that's what makes the game so fun and addicting. In their stuff. Ari Broker is asking, do gorillas claim every 8 hours? No, you can just leave gorillas in there. Wait until we say something on Discord to hit claim, and just leave them in there. Leave them in there for the entirety of how long you want to. It increases your chances. So anyways, I mean, Reavers is, I wish him the best. Good luck. It's a tough market out there. I would not want to be minting right now. Especially when you got season 2 coming up here soon as well. So, guys, is there anything else we want to talk about? I can talk about some SPLs. I was going
to ask about that. I mean, I think there's some SPLs out there that I think we should be looking at. That would be good opportunities, because I know Mommy put a post out earlier on it. But what you looking at, B?
Not Rollbit. Please do not buy Rollbit when it is gigacent like this already. We are still in a liquidity starved ecosystem. And it's not fun. This thing is just full sending. And I don't know if I have the cojones to long this right here. I certainly don't have it to short. I'm not going to short Rollbit, but I am staying far aside, and I clap for anybody who is in and ready to go. Congratulations. I think this is a great time to be looking at some sort of gambling meta in general. We already touched on that a little bit, but if I were to look at anything, we do have some pullbacks on some of these coins we're seeing, right? One of the ones that's shown stability lately is Helium. So I'd be looking at Helium, which is HNT for those that aren't following along. I have been talking about Radium and Orca for a while now. Still think that's a good thing, just to throw a little bit of money in at a time, just DCA in. And if Sol DeFi comes into existence and we're good to go, those coins will 100% do good things, right? Like they are basically a systematic hedge, or I guess exposure play to Solana DeFi. If Solana DeFi goes up, we're good to go. If it goes down, maybe not the greatest play in the world. I would say that if you want a higher risk play, you look into more individual protocols and stuff like that. So do look at your HNT. Dust is a good play here. I know Mommy was talking about Dust, and I actually do like that call, just with the upcoming catalyst, as well as what's the other coin I'm thinking of? Render. Render's the other one that I'd be checking out. But other than that, I'm kind of just sitting on the sidelines, and I'm in liquid staking. Liquid staking is the move for me.
Yeah. For me, Manny shouted it out, and I was going to bring it up too, but Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin as in #1 Bitcoin, but it's Harry Potter Obama. I think that's
Obama, Sonic, Ian, or whatever it is. Yeah,
that is an extremely risky coin. I'm up $5 on it so far. But the money I put in there, I plan to lose. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know. It could do well. We've seen crazier things happen. Pepe ran up. Nobody thought it would. Everybody's talking about this one. I'm bored. Let's go to the casino, baby.
Yeah, that's a degen play.
That is extreme degen, and that, honestly, I probably shouldn't even touch it. So yeah, it's super, super degen.
Yeah, I'm Joe, what are you looking at over in the SPL realm or DeFi or anything like that?
Yeah, so I'm farming MNDE just because it's the LDO of Solana. So I don't know if people are familiar with LDO on Ethereum, but it allows for liquid Ethereum staking basically, right? And so like if that's just the generic, you can look it up to go deep into it. But so if you can just think about that on Solana, Marinade is kind of taking the helm for TVL, and their governance, which is MNDE, is burned and staked through an NFT. You can grab governance that way. And then obviously there's more use cases down the line, but and it has good liquidity. It's gaining more traction. The more TVL comes in, inherent price goes up for the underlying MNDE. So yeah, looking at that, and you can farm that through just staking your MSOL natively through Marinade. So I kind of have half of mine liquid staking recursively with leverage, and then the rest is kind of safe liquid staking and claiming MNDE. But yeah, like all the tokens you said have a chance to make a good run next bull when we really take off. If Solana DeFi is hot, like I think it will be, everything you mentioned is something that I'm looking into as well. So yeah, nothing crazy. And that for that Bitcoin coin on Ethereum, I still have some left from the trade from a while ago, but there's a case to be made that it hits 10 cents psychologically. And so, I mean, it's fucking risky, right? But if you have, a little bit of ETH, just look for pullbacks because it's kind of the token right now. It'll rip down 0.3, 0.4, and then you load up there, back to 0.5, 0.6, back down. So like, yeah, but that's risky, right? It's just another, you're throwing money down a hole. So
yeah.
That's why I like liquid staking, because what I get to do myself when I have too much Solana just burning holes in my wallet, I make stupid plays. Buy SPL here, sell for a couple of days later, 5 SOL loss, 6 SOL, right? And you just start compounding these stupid losses when you can sit down and go, all right, well, I'm making an inherent 6 to 7% on this money right now that's just sitting there. So it isn't dead money, right? So they kind of help. And then you can leverage from there and try to get your APY higher. So yeah, I've been interested in liquid staking just because it's helping me sit on my bigger bag and not have to really trade in and out of it too much.
Yep. I 100% agree.
Yep.
I just think the stress that you have to incur to make some of these moves in hopes for like maybe like a 10% gain or something like that, and that's hopeful, is just not worth it. I mean, just look at the coins that have the upcoming catalysts. Nana was the obvious play. Right here is kind of no man's land for me. I think if it breaks a certain resistance, I would be okay lonking it. But right now it's kind of just like decision time. We'll see what happens with the market and how they value it. But I do know that like if I see any pullbacks, that's good for me, right? Because I know it's going to happen in season 2. We've been harping in on this. This is not new knowledge. There will never be enough Nana, right? And if people continue to play the game at this exorbitant rate, which they are, and we continue adding new features, and everybody enjoys those features, and there's a premium currency that is completely deflationary, like it won't be emitted anymore in season 2. It's not rocket science. It's literally like elementary economics. You look at that and you're like, okay, that should do pretty well. So yeah, I mean, Nana's definitely there.
It's once again, you say it's like elementary economics and it should do pretty well, but with everybody fudding Nana since the exploit, without the fundamentals changing, obviously it takes you a degree in rocket science to understand what happens.
Yeah, I guess, dude. I'm like, I don't know. To me, it just, like we touched a cent again.
Yeah.
Like we had a nice little run up, but yeah, that one was easy. Right now, I would be interested if we pull back to like 867 ish, and if we don't and we break like 106 or so, those would be the 2 areas of interest. Right now, I'm just holding on to my bag. I pulled a fat claim today, fat claim, and it was nice. It was a nice little like just under 5 days, dude. I got like 140,000 just between 2 chimps. So
damn, dog.
Yeah, that was the double 10x. It was nice, but other than that, yeah, I'm going to sit in the plays that I'm enjoying, which is heist right now, pretty much exclusively heist, and everything else. I have plans to liquidate if they hit a certain threshold, and if they don't, I'm pretty comfy in sitting in them. But there's just no for me, market wide, good, optimistic catalyst coming up anytime over like the next month or so.
No.
I just don't see it.
And it's Fire Dancer, dude. And like, this is what I'm getting at too, B. What I love is like smart guys with money in here into the system are starting to go, you know what? Let me liquidate some of these things that aren't doing well. And let me add to the TVL essentially. And that's what we need for Solana to do what like it really is. So like this is making me bullish because like the little anecdotal things we're hearing of everyone like, oh, I'm gonna try out some staking, or I'm gonna lock up some stuff, or I'm gonna try. That is good. We're moving up the risk curve, right? And we're coming into something that solidifies a network. So I think that's something people aren't reading between the lines on. And it's anecdotally, it's not big, right? You can't like look at statistics yet or anything that's going to prove to you this. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, bro. I think it's a good thing.
Yes, it is. And this is what I've been saying for the longest time. I've been banging the drum on this shit. Is we heal DeFi, we heal it. TVL is a vanity metric. I've been saying this for a long time too. You know, if you guys haven't listened to it, one of my favorite podcasts that is Solana related is Unlayered. If you guys haven't listened to Unlayered yet, and you will not catch me showing a whole lot of other content on this on our show, but Unlayered is by far like one of the most informational podcasts I've heard on Solana. So if you guys haven't, go ahead and check that out. But they do talk about, you know, TVL being kind of a gimmicky metric, which is true. But for a lot of people, it's a metric that they look at. And if that's the case, like it's kind of self-fulfilling prophecy right there. They look at that and they're like, oh, Solana DeFi is healing. Like, yeah, sure. If you want to give yourself that narrative, if you see TVL go up, sure, that's fine. But there's some other metrics I think are more important. I'll compile a list of that and we'll talk about that maybe Thursday, maybe next week. Who knows what that looks like? But kind of the metrics I'm looking at for, is it actually healing? And are we actually going into a DeFi run? Because if so, I think that's what moves first. And then that money flows back into NFTs. That's my personal opinion. That's my hypothesis. We'll see if it comes true. But I've been believing this for a long time, is that any pumps we saw in NFTs were going to be short-lived. And this is why I was, you know, pretty aggressive in taking profit. Obviously not aggressive enough. And I should have been just like Joe got out pretty much everything. The door pretty much out of most of his positions as well. Like,
but it does suck being in the space doing this because like you are throwing out a piece of a founder too that's like really working on their stuff. So it's not easy. Like B's a good guy, and I understand there's like hesitancy to sell your shit sometimes because it's like you know these people, and so that's why I'm like not like when people are like they're in the DMs like you're so bearish on NFTs. It's not that. I just mentally, if I'm gonna buy an NFT from now on, I'm gonna do it to hold it, to chill on it, and not stress myself about making money on it. I'm going to find my money making it on a different avenue. But that's relative to me because I can't handle the stress of like upsetting people and that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's like all these different things to figure out when you're trading for yourself, right? And like that's just for me is like I think I can make more of a healthy move in a different part of the market and then stress myself out about hurting someone's feelings in the space, you know?
100%. Yeah, and I think that's the thing for me. And with Cyber Samurai specifically, we try not to ever make somebody feel bad or question why they're selling. The only thing that would trouble me if why they're selling is their dissatisfaction with the team. But if they're like, yo, I just need liquidity and I got some other moves I want to make, hey, dog, do you, man? It's like, I know how the stuff is. So it's like, and I do feel you, Joe. It's like, it's hard because we know a lot of the founders in this space and they're like, dog, why are you selling? And I'm like, dude, it literally has nothing to do with you. You're still a homie, but I need to make other moves as well.
Here's my 2 cents too. And this is what we'll end the show with. If founders are more concerned with wondering why one person sold their NFTs than they are about making sure there is a reason that nobody sells their NFTs or everybody FOMOs back in at a higher price, you're in the wrong project. Like people who want to take profits on heist, go do your thing, boo boo. I ain't gonna tell you no thing, no way, no how. That's your money. You invested in us. I appreciate the ride. Thank you so much for being here. My goal is to make sure you regret doing that in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
You know, like I'll give you a reason to come back in.
Yeah, dude. B, I couldn't agree more, man. And that's one thing I do like about ZK too, because he's like, look, take your profit if you want. And like when it's with green and blue eyes holders, with red and blue eyes holders, he's always like, oh, it's great. I'm glad that you guys are able to make life-changing money, and I'm glad that you sold. However, if you're selling at the bottom, he's like, I'm gonna make sure your grandkids ask you why did you sell so low.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's the mindset you got to go in with. Is there's systematic risk. This is NFTs. The rest of the projects are bleeding. You're gonna have some of that trickle into your project, no matter what resistance you think you have to it. Like we feel it over at the Heist, and we are very asymmetric to the market. In case anybody hasn't been looking at the market over the past 2-3 weeks or so, we've been moving completely opposite to most projects. But my goal isn't to sell shame you. And sometimes like if you're able to sell now and it does go lower and then you buy back in, sweet, you just capture a spread. And like you're gonna stick around longer. Like I don't care what you do with the assets. The beauty of Web3 is you own them. You get to do whatever you want with them. If you need to sell for whatever reason, or you want to rotate into something else, like that's the beauty of Web3. You get to do whatever you want to. My goal is to be heads down and make sure that season 2 rolls around, or whatever you got coming up for your NFT project rolls around. It goes off without a hitch. It's fun. It's exciting. It gets people to buy back in, right? That's my only goal. So, that's my 2 cents. If you're pocket watching as a founder, stop pocket watching. Stop putting your head down. That's all I got to say. So, that about does it for this show. I think that's it. And we hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching another episode of RareFUD Radio. On Thursday, we actually have Light coming back in.
Oh, that'd be nice.
To talk about Bad Environment Club. Definitely got some questions for him, but just love Light in general. I love, Schaefer and all the boys over at Jumbus and everything else over at Bad Environment Club. We'll talk about what they're cooking over there. Should be a good show. And Light's always a good person to talk to, so I'm sure he'll have some insight into the market. But that about does it for us on this episode. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. It does help grow the channel. We do have these shows every Tuesday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming on YouTube, streaming over on Door, myself, RareFUD Radio's Twitter account, and then episodes should be. I didn't upload the last one, guys. I didn't upload the last one to podcast. I'll get better at it again, I promise. But episodes should be up on podcasts for your listening pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.